Alright guys, Rome Remastered and its modding scene have come a long way since the game first released a few years ago. Back then, I was amazed at the potential that could happen here. Massive mods that could come out both brand new to the game and ported over from the original Rome Total War. And well, years later, here we are, and there are hundreds of these amazing mods to get into. Today, I'm going to cover 3 of these mods that I've personally been enjoying for the last few weeks. They have essentially brought me back to Rome Remastered, whether it's the setting, the playable factions, the AI, the challenge, the unit rosters, the mechanics, everything here. It's the whole package. I guarantee by the end of this video, you're going to want to check it out for yourself. So the first mod that we've got here is Tetrarchy: A New Beginning. This is probably one of my favorite mods for Rome Remastered because, you know, I love vanilla Rome Remastered. I think Rome Total War is beautifully done in this more up-to-date version of the game. Tetrarchy basically is a new way to play as Rome in this game. It's a civil war in the Roman Empire between 4 massive emperors, huge regions that are vying for power against each other to properly dominate and unite the empire in its kind of peak Roman Empire sort of way. You've got Flavius Constantius, which is an amazing faction in the west side here. You've got Maxinius in the kind of center of the map with Italy and some of North Africa, and you've got other bits, Greece, Anatolia in the eastern side. But you know, you've got external threats with British in the north, Sassanids in the east, Germanic factions trying to take advantage of the situation as well. Brand new characters, mechanics, unit rosters, you name it. There is an amazing amount of content here to get into, and if you enjoy vanilla but you're wanting a new setting, this is it. And then, of course, as well as the OG features that came with Tetrarchy, there are new overhauls and changes to mechanics in the port to the remaster as well. Rebalanced faction economies and family trees. Factions shouldn't get wiped out too quickly. Roman factions don't die immediately after the Tetrarch is killed either. Eastern factions and barbarians have better economies. The AI should improve and get better as the campaign goes on, properly pose a challenge against you. Roman units cost more, have longer recruitment. Eastern units are more rebalanced. Faction AI has been updated. There are loads of great changes here to bring it up to speed to the remaster as well, essentially. And then we've got the battles, guys, which are really immersive. They're authentic. The unit rosters obviously have all been kind of redone compared to the vanilla to fit the setting, especially the Roman rosters, which look absolutely amazing. Some of them get access to certain AOR regional units as well, depending on which one you're playing. You know, there's a huge kind of mechanical rebalanced system in terms of battle balancing, pace, unit stats, and all of that to make sure it's all kind of working across factions, all a bit more asymmetric than usual as well. The AI is kind of hit or miss, you know, pathfinding is what it is. It is Rome Remastered, but the mod makes the most of it, which I really, really like. So overall, you know, this is the Tetrarchy. It is Rome Remastered. It is mainly Rome, if that is what you're looking for, and it's in a really good place. Hopefully the modder is going to continue to update it to add more content, to upscale more of the unit textures for other factions as well, but I've been really enjoying it, and I think you will too. The next mod we've got here is the 4th Age Total War. It's got some fantastic playable factions, Dwarven Kingdom, Reunited Kingdom, the Kingdom of Adunabar. Like, there are some really, really cool factions to get into here. It is a Lord of the Rings style mod, so it's a lot like Lord of the Rings Remaster if you've played that, but obviously it's the 4th Age, so it's a bit more in the future after the events of the War of the Ring. Lots of unique, interesting factions to get into, lots of interesting, actually, diplomatic situations that really force you into massive, huge conflicts and wars that you can't easily get out of. The campaign map looks absolutely amazing. Everything basically from the original 4th Age mod in Rome Total War was ported directly into Rome Remastered. So, you know, the updated building trees, the economy system, the unit rosters, the characters, the family trees, the traits, the skills, everything that you can imagine from that original mod is here, successfully. There shouldn't be any bug issues, crash issues or anything like that. It's a very stable mod as far as mods go for Rome Remastered, and it's amazing fun as well. I mean, I'm playing as the Reunited Kingdom here in my current playthrough, whether it's the unique events, the choices that you have to make, the different characters that you have to engage with, the family trees. It's really, really good there. You've got wars raging with Adunabar to your east, Harad to your south, huge empires basically trying to take over your undefended cities. It really feels like a proper Western Roman Empire style campaign, but you're the Reunited Kingdom, which is really, really cool. It's a great setting, really great mechanics here, buildings, economy, diplomacy has been really fun to get into as well with the AI. It's just a really good time from the campaign side of things. Fourth Age battles, obviously we've got to talk about the siege battle maps. Every Lord of the Rings mod does this to a certain extent really, really well, and you know, Fourth Age is no exception. But other mods, I would say, probably do this a little bit better. Some areas are kind of jarring, maybe a little bit unfinished compared to others. You got to think of Divide and Conquer, Dauntless Days. Obviously, these mods are far more developed, I would say, compared to Fourth Age, but Fourth Age still does a lot of really, really good work, especially from a unit roster, visual, immersion, authenticity. Mechanically, the battles play really well too from a pace perspective. The AI is actually really quite impressive to me in Fourth Age compared to, for example, Tetrarchy. It's much more kind of keeping the lines and pushing when it knows it's got an advantage, flanking around, engaging your cavalry. The artillery pieces it uses really well. Like, there's some really good impressive factors here, especially from an AI perspective. But yeah, so overall, you know, the mod is in a really good place. It's ported over, it's playable, it looks really good, no stability issues, bugs, crashes. The playable factions are really fun, and the battles look really good and play really well too. So I've really enjoyed it for the last few weeks. If you're looking for a new Lord of the Rings mod to get into that's kind of fresh and interesting, Fourth Age Total War is definitely one to consider. Now, this next one, guys, is really exciting because I've tried to play Bronze Age Total War in the original Rome Total War, but it was riddled with bugs, crash issues, stability issues. It just would not work for me past 50 or 60 turns. Well, some modders have essentially ported over Bronze Age now to Rome Remastered, and it doesn't have any of those issues at all. And beyond that, they're also adding a new expanded campaign here with hundreds of new settlements and regions, hopefully new factions and cultures, unit rosters, mechanics, you name it. So the modding team is essentially continuing development here. That's what's happening, which is really quite cool. And you know, if you've looked at Total War Pharaoh Dynasties, you don't really like what you see here, but you're still really interested in this era of history. And maybe if you've played, or maybe you haven't played, the Age of Bronze mod on Rome 2, but you find it a bit limited, there's not as much content there to enjoy as you would like, this is definitely the mod for you. Total War Bronze Age has loads of playable factions here in Rome Remastered. It's properly balanced, lots of unit rosters, family trees, diplomacy kind of mechanics, dynamics to get into, unique events and invasions that properly are very challenging. You know, I'm playing as Ugarit here, and I had the Elamites suddenly pop out of nowhere and invade my regions and besiege my cities. Like, there is so much to get into here. It's really quite enjoyable, especially on the campaign side of things where things are really well developed. Now, battles, of course, you know, this is the Bronze Age. There is some limitation when it comes to unit rosters. There's no cavalry here. You know, this isn't Pharaoh Dynasties. You can use chariots to massive effect in your battles. So that's kind of your main kind of priority, to get chariots, to use them properly, flank them around, charge them in. Don't throw them away, especially if they're your general, which I've done a few times, just warning you. But just generally, the battle pacing is really good. Like the other mods on this list, you know, this is a port, so battles have had a huge amount of focus to make them mechanically relevant, balanced, pacing, faction balance in terms of unit rosters as well. Some siege maps have been reworked, so there's some really, really good stuff here on the battle side as well in Bronze Age Total War. So generally, overall, it's a really cool mod to get into. If you've, like I said, enjoyed or maybe not enjoyed Total War Pharaoh Dynasties, the Age of Bronze mod on Rome 2, you're looking looking for something new, fresh, or you're just looking for a mod that does the Bronze Age really well. All of the factions that should be present are here. The unit rosters are done. The mechanics look good. Everything plays really well. Then this is absolutely the mod for you. And that's essentially it for today, guys. 3 massive mods that I've really been enjoying for the last few weeks: Tetrarchy, A New Beginning, 4th Age Total War, and a Bronze Age Total War. They're super fun to play. Definitely well worth buying Rome Remastered if you don't even own it, which you can use, by the way, my instant gaming link down below to get a huge discount on. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, give it a like and drop any thoughts or questions in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the Tetrarchy, the 4th Age Total War, a Bronze Age Total War. If you're having issues finding them, installing them, let me know below. I'm happy to help as much as I can. Subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this around Total War mods, Total War mod gameplay, all of that. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.